So I just want to take a quick minute because this just showed up on my Instagram. So Stream on Max, right, they did a little collab with the Harry Potter Instagram page and they posted this and they announced the casting, which most of us are already aware. If you follow Harry Potter at all, you know the outrage. Okay, so we're not going to spend time talking about that. What we will spend time on is this. So this is the posting, right? And of course, I'm going straight to the comments because I want to see what people are saying. I kind of already knew, but I wanted to see. So this is what I see. They turned off the comments. They turned off the comments. They're so self-aware of what this casting is likely going to mean to this particular actor and the scrutiny that he's going to face, either justly, unjustly, no matter how you see it, the reaction is pretty universal for the most part, that people don't like this casting in particular. And you're just subjecting this guy, who might be a fantastic actor and he might do a great job, but he's going to face all of this backlash for the reason we all are aware of. So it's just like they know the problem and they're just going to hide it. They're not going to subject themselves to the negativity. They're just going to turn off their comments and hope it all goes away.
What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, look, this situation right here with race swap Snape is going from bad to worse super fast, right? Super fast. It is already officially a clusterfuck. It was actually kind of that way back in December, but we all thought they were just testing the waters to see how people felt, and we figured, all right, man, they saw the reaction. They were going to pull back and be like, nah, we're not doing that. Nah. Oh, boy, man, look, we threw it out there just to see how people felt, and everybody's not rocking with it. So let's go ahead and pull the plug on that idea. Let's go get Adam Driver or some other white guy, and we'll be all right. But nope, they decided to go forward with it full steam ahead. And look, they had one job to do. Just cast appropriately, all right? That's all the fans wanted. Just cast this thing appropriately. HBO was like, nope. We doing DEI, baby. We all in with the DEI. But see, they're 10 toes down with the DEI and they're going to do this race swap. But that's why I played that clip at the beginning. They are running scared now. Why y'all running scared? Why are you hiding from your audience? Your audience is pissed and you guys are hiding. They're turning the comments off. Man, that is some chicken shit stuff right there, bro. That is super chicken shit of HBO to turn off the comments knowing how pissed off everybody is going to be. I was tripping off of that. Look, I went to that Max thing the same as the guy on the video I just played, all right? I'm like, yep, no comments. Can't leave a single comment on this particular post, you know? Now, if you go to this Last of Us thing, oh, comments galore. Everybody's talking all about it, all right? If you come back right before that, this old lady that was also Last of Us, you could talk Last of Us all day and night long. Oh, but if you want to talk about race swap Snape, can't do it. They knew, okay? They knew. Now it's to the point where it's like, you know, you want to test the audience. You want to throw rocks and then you want to hide your hands and pretend like you didn't do nothing. And like the guy said, just hope that it all goes away. It's not going away. All right, it's not going away. Everybody is pissed off right now. Newsweek is talking about it. Papa Essedu cast as Snape in Harry Potter series sparked backlash. You damn right. No Potter fan wanted this. I don't know of a single solitary Potter fan that says, yes, race swap Snape. Of all the people, race swap Snape. It's the dumbest move. It's the worst of all possible race swaps that you can have in this show or maybe in the history of race swaps. And look what Newsweek has to say, which is just stupid. Essedu's casting, why it matters, Essedu's casting follows a recent trend of diversifying historically white characters in mainstream adaptations. Similar discourse followed Halle Bailey being cast as Ariel in Disney's live-action Little Mermaid, Zendaya becoming MJ in Spider-Man Homecoming. Bailey, speaking to Glamour in 2023, said she sobbed uncontrollably after watching young black girls react to the trailer for The Little Mermaid. I was sobbing or uncontrollably sobbing because it really pulled on something in my heart. I guarantee you there's not going to be any reaction from any black men or black little boys that are going to be like, yeah, we got a black Snape. Ain't nobody reacting like that. Ain't nobody reacting like that. As a matter of fact, black people are pissed.
So Papa Essedu is officially confirmed to be playing Severus Snape. HBO, I got a question for you. How accurate is this adaptation of Harry Potter gonna be? because they clearly hang my boy Snape from a tree. Is this happening? Are we really gonna do this? Or are you just gonna be making up pretty much whatever? Because if so, then this show is a stunt.
It's no tea, no shade, because I feel like a lot of people gonna be like, oh, you're so hypocritical because you just said blah, 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 blah. But listen, fuck what I said. Fuck that. My whole point is Adam Driver was right there. Y'all doing Harry Potter. All the other casting choices, top tier A1. But for Snape, and you telling me Adam Driver was right there and y'all like, nah? Adam Driver was right there. I'm just trying to help me understand. This new dude could be great. I don't know. That's none of my business. All I'm pointing out is the very obvious fact that Adam Driver was right there in the palm of your hand, delivered to you on a golden platter, and y'all was just like, let's not.
Yeah, y'all knew the homie Katie was going to have his response to it. All right, he put up his TikTok on it. Listen.
Well, it's official. They did it. We have Black Snape now. The first time this news came out, I was kind of angry because I'm like, wow, you're doing the same thing again. But now I'm not even angry. I'm just over it, to be honest with you. All they're doing is reconfirming everything I've thought about all these race swaps and how they feel about black people. They don't see legitimacy in black characters or original black characters. That's why they take things that are already established and then throw a black skin on it for cheap representation points. Because if they cared about black characters, he would be Kingsley. Or if they wanted to make an original black character, they could have went the route of The Walking Dead with Daryl and then worked on the character to make them good. But instead, we got this cheap, out of place virtue signal bullshit. And all the black people that were going to watch the show are going to laugh at this. And then all the ones that weren't going to watch the show are also going to laugh at this. So all you...
Yeah, I mean, he's right about that. Because all I'm doing right now is laughing at it. I'm you know what? It's like, okay, this is where we're at. Let's go ahead. Let's get the memes cracking. Let's get the joke tracking, because they don't care. They don't care about Harry Potter fans. They don't care about their audience. The only thing they care about is themselves, is their own ideology, pushing this bullshit on us. That's it. That's all they care about. And so we're going to have fun watching this fail. It's going to be great, man. It's going to be absolutely hilarious to watch it too. Kate is 100% right. All they care about is the virtue signal. That's it. They don't care about the story. They don't care what's important to the audience, what's important about these characters. They don't care. All they want to do is virtue signal and do the race swaps. And I guarantee you more race swaps are coming. And now one of these kids is 100% getting race swapped. I'm almost certain of that at this point.
You did was say, hey, here you go, niggas, you want this? And they're going to say no. And that's it. You've thrown the show away for cheap, hollow virtue signal points. Again, it's the same thing over and over and over again with every single property. And I'm tired. Everyone is tired. They don't want this shit. The actor is now going to face backlash, harassment, racism, all kind of things because you wanted to race swap a character that's established in lore as something else. So,
but you know what? Like, that's on him. All right. He's got to learn, not, just him, but all actors. When you enter into this race swap situation, you got to say no. All right, you got to say no. Yeah, is it cool that people are going to be slamming this guy with all kind of racism and everything? No. But at the same time, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it, Fred. Don't jump into a race swap role. All right, stop doing that. Nah, that ain't enough for me. Can I play Kingsley? All right, can I be Kingsley? That's where it should have been. That's exactly what he should have said. Nah, I'll be Kingsley Shacklebolt. Where's the Kingsley audition room? Oh, it's over there. All right. Thanks very much for offering Snape. I'm going to go and check out Kingsley Shacklebolt. I'm going to read for that part. That's what this cat should have did. He didn't do it. That's on him. You want to take on the race swaps? You want to, look, I say it all the time. When you eat the woke pie, you eat the whole fucking pie. It is what it is. I don't have any sympathy for him because he's jumping into that on his own. He knows full well. HBO is blocking the comments. They're hiding the comments on their own post because they know. If they know, he should know. So, yeah, I got no sympathy for these cats, none whatsoever.
Congratulations. And to the actor, yeah, you better have some tough skin, because they're gonna fuck you up, man.
Snape being cast as a black man has to be the dumbest casting decision I've seen in quite some time. With this television series they're doing on Max, one of the things we were promised is accuracy. And if accuracy was promised, why would you cut corners with the characters? Why would you just completely deviate from that original IP? And for what?
Yeah, the reason is because you don't really care about accuracy. You never cared about accuracy. This was always about the message, all right? That's modern Hollywood. Modern Hollywood has said, you know what? We got these IPs. We got these giant franchises that millions and millions and millions of people all over the world love. We're going to hijack them, and we're going to run our ideology right through this franchise. And we're going to re-educate the world, all right? We're going to teach everybody what it is they need to be doing. We're going to use it to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion, and feminism, and all of this other bullshit. That's why they never cared about accuracy. That was never a part of the plan. It was always about the agenda, 100%. Like, we gonna all wake up one day and recognize, yeah, Hollywood, this is the plan. They don't care how much money they lose, all right? They don't care. This is the agenda, and they are sticking to it. They are 10 toes down for the agenda. You know, this is how they are, and they not bending. They're not bending at all. But it's like, can you get out of our franchises? Go push that shit in your own franchises that you created. With the stuff that we loved and we built up and we fell in love with, leave that alone. But see, they don't want to do that.
And for what? There's no reason to. It's 2025. You know, the whole forced diversity, forced multiculturalism in film and television, it doesn't hold power like it did a year or two ago.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It doesn't have the power. All right, because people see that it's trash. DEI doesn't work. It doesn't create good content for entertainment. You know, that's really the bottom line. It's not good content. Why is Snape black all of a sudden? Like, what? Make it make sense. He's not described that way in the book. And she's going to go on and say it just leads to all kinds of problems. We've been seeing that. Yeah, back to this Newsweek article. Look, we already read this dude, Goat Herder 101. We read that on the previous video. The worst race swap in the modern history of race swaps. Racism will be the focal point in Snape's backstory because he was bullied by James Potter and the Marauders. All right? HBO has officially divided the fandom before filming has even begun, all for the sake of DEI. Yep. All right? Same thing here. HBO just killed the show in the womb. Snape is white in the books. He should be white in the show. This is just DEI nonsense. Now imagine what it'll look like when white James Potter bullies black Severus Snape. Great way to push a racism victim agenda. Look who's here, man. Seth from My Nerdy Home is up next. And just like that, everyone who picks on Snape is going to be labeled a racist. In 2025, they would never let the silent hero of this series be a white man. What a shame. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, man. It creates all kinds of extra story problems that didn't exist before. Now everybody's going to be like, wait a minute, is James Potter racist? Oh, no. He wasn't racist in the original book. It had to do with this, and this. Yeah, but you know, now that you've changed Snape into a black man, you know, I don't know. Maybe he's a little bit of a racist, you know? He don't seem to like black Snape talking to white Lily Evans. He seems like he has a problem with that, you know? We got to protect these white girls from this black, dirty, poor, you know, ugly Snape. Like, I mean, look, it's going to become an absolute mess, man. They don't seem to understand what they're doing, and they don't really care. Like I said, they don't understand, they don't care, but they don't want the audience talking. Oh, please, audience, don't slam us for this. You know, as a matter of fact, we turned on all the comments off. I wonder if they'll ever turn on any comments in regards to Harry Potter on that thing. I don't think they will. And look, I had to go to Blue Sky, all right, because I wanted to get the retard take on this situation. When you want the retard take, you come to Blue Sky. Check it out. All right, this guy, Patrick Samfire, basically, they're just pissed at J.K. Rowling still. You know, this is not about Black Snape or anything in the casting or whatever. As a matter of fact, this guy said, fuck every single one of these people. All right, just because they're in the show. I've liked what they've done in the past, but now they're attaching themselves to JKR's bigotry, and I'm done with them all. You know, it's like, all right, whatever. I'm sure they're going to cry a river at night. But yeah, like now it's like, okay, you start thinking, who is this show going to be for? All right. Who is this show going to be for? You know, like the people that would have been rocking with, you know, some ideological, oh, we got to see ourselves, the diversity, equity, and inclusion crowd. All right. It's important for little black boys to see themselves in Severus Snape for some fucking reason. All right. They would have been rocking with this, but that's the same people that hate J.K. Rowling. So they're out. All right. All the Potterheads, the hardcore Potter fans, they're out. So who's your audience, HBO? Who's coming to see this? Rowling, she already lost half of these people. And the other half, the people that have some sense in their head and just love Harry Potter and can separate artists from art, they were like, nah, fuck it. We're done. All right. We're not coming to this. You're race swapping Snape for the faithful adaptation of Harry Potter. We're out of here. All right. I have a feeling there's going to be like these guys right here. All right. Not regular normal people, but these fuckheads. They're going to be crying and complaining, and they're going to be screaming about some boycotts. Oh, we must boycott the HBO show. We got to boycott it because J.K. Rowling is a bigot. There's going to be all of that. But the thing is, it's actually probably going to work because of the race swap. So now these idiots are going to be, yeah, we did it. You know, they're going to make some kind of a victory out of that, you know, because nobody's going to show up and watch this thing. The ratings are probably going to be garbage. And then they're going to say, yeah, boycott. And then they're going to put those two together. But they're not going to say, well, people are boycotting it because of this black Snape right here. Oh, no. People are tired of the hate and the bigotry and whatever. So, you know, they're going to get some sort of a small victory out of this. But look, at the end of the day, this is just a dumpster fire. And the big facts that they are hiding the comments, all right, that they had to resort to this is sad. But it tells you everything you need to know. These people are giant cowards. They can't just say, you know what? It is what it is. Turn the comments on. Just let it all hang out. All right. Y'all going to see them anyway. As a matter of fact, you've already seen them, which is why you close these comments off. It's too funny, man. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation, man. This is going to get interesting as the years progress. And you know what? Will they still go forward with it? Will this dude here say, you know what? That's too much heat for me. I'm dropping out. I don't want to do this, you know, or are they going to double, triple, quadruple down on this bullshit and destroy this franchise? I have a feeling they are. All right. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.